Right, so good evening, everybody. I think most of us join now. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, yes, you are.
Right, so I hope all of us know about the agenda for today. Today, we are here to know more about hackathons, what it exactly means. I'll tell you about my experience. So, when I joined as an MCA student at Jamia, the moment I joined this course, I came across a term called hackathon. I did not know what it exactly meant. What are we supposed to do in such a competition? What kind of prep is required? What type of skill set is needed to excel in this? Nobody really explained that. And being a non-computer science student, it bothered me even more. I surfed the internet, took a couple of days to actually figure out how we're supposed to go about it. So I'm sure a lot of you also have similar stories, especially the non-computer science students. So in today's webinar, we are here to save all that effort for everybody present here, and all the doubts you may have will be covered here. Today we have with us Kushal Poddar, a BTech plus MTech dual degree student of Jawaharlal Nehru University. Yes, hi Kushal.
Hi.
He is a full stack web developer with 5+ years of experience in web development. He has participated in several hackathons and even won some of them, like Hack.it at BDP, a 24-hour hackathon organized by Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Engineering, and Dynamic Hacks, a 48-hour hackathon organized by SIT Tumkur. He is also organized and mentored Hack JNU. So he will be explaining the entire concept of a hackathon to us and what it takes to win one. So, and of course, if you have any queries in the course of this webinar, you may type them in the chat box. We will be taking up all these queries one by one in the end. So over to you, Kushal.
Thank you, Mahima, for inviting me and the entire team for inviting me for this great webinar as well. So let me just share my screen before I start. I hope my screen is visible. Could any one of you confirm?
Yes,
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 it
it
is.
is.
Thank you. So, as the title of the hackathon, which is of the webinar, sorry, which is Hacker Title by, of course, me. I'm Kushal Podar. So, before we start the webinar, a little about me. I am presently a researcher at Midas Labs, IIIT Delhi, and SciWi Lab, JNU. Uh, Basically, Midas Labs deal with NLP related and development related things with governments, whereas SciWi Lab deals with genomics, data, and bioinformatics. So I am parallelly working in both of them. I am a co-founder at Teachometrics Private Limited, one of my startups which I started last year. I am of course an ex-intern at IBM Research Labs, Delhi, and of course, I'm a full stack developer working on MERN stack and Maven stack. I know a little bit of PHP also. Don't get bothered by this sign here. Sorry, an emoji this emoji here, because there are people who find too cool to hate PHP. So no offense, but I know PHP as well. A freelancer developing easy softwares with complex backends. So I will also tell you guys to develop softwares. Many of you here will be developers who kind of develop softwares in any language they like, but you should try to aim to develop easy softwares for the users with, of course, complex functionalities in the backends, and of course, a GUI. So, as the webinar itself is what is a hackathon, many of you might resemble this emoji, while experienced people might know what is this, because this is what we do generally in a hackathon. So, your question, what is a hackathon? A hackathon is usually an event which is hosted by a tech company or an organization. It can be a student organization or anyone else, where developers, designers, innovators, data scientists, and every other domain experts, they collaborate together for a short period of time and to collaborate on a real world project. The project is not like some project which you get by your teachers or by your professors in your college or assignments, but this is a real world project where you need to develop things which will be used by people in real world scenario. So the goal of a hackathon is to create a proof of concept for your idea, such as a workable software or an app by the end of the event. The goal is not to just showcase your product which is not working. So the goal is to create something which can be taken forward by you or anyone else. And of course, it should obviously have a business idea. So hackathons can last anywhere between 24 to 48 hours, where participants work rapidly and often work without sleep to achieve their task. Of course, since it is a 24 or a 48-hour event, you need to develop software in the limited time frame. In a hackathon, there can be usually in a hackathon there are 2 to 4 members. So, but it depends, of course, because in hackathons like Smart India Hackathon, where you need to have 6 members, which is mandatory. But generally, in a student-run hackathon in colleges, you can have 2 to 4 members who can participate in a hackathon. So, how to participate in a hackathon? The first task, obviously, is to find a great hackathon. The best strategy is to browse for internet for upcoming hackathon events. Secondly, know your goals. Crystallizing your goals well before the hackathons will help you define your preparation process, and which will help you, of course, managing your time. So after you find a hackathon, there are a couple of websites in the internet which can give you a list of hackathons happening throughout the world. And once you register there and got a sense of when is the hackathon happening, you can just be sure what do you need to create. So basically, there are hackathons which are time bound, and also there are problem statements as well. But generally, there are hackathons. I mean, majority of them which will give you possibility of having an open-ended theme. So you can develop anything which you like and thing which can be taken forward. So once you are clear with what you want to do, you can just crystallize your goals, like what do you want to do at various levels. Because in a hackathon, you will of course be knowing at what time mentoring round will begin, at what time elimination round will begin. So you should figure out initially like what you want to do and what you want to achieve. Once you are clear, build a team. So you will have more control over your experience if you come in a team pre-form. So in a hackathon, in various other hackathons, there are possibilities of forming a team on spot with members you don't know, but you'll have more control definitely if you will go in a hackathon with your own prior team as well, because you will have your own tuning with other team members which you already know, and you will of course be also having a problem statement which you would be solving in the time bound manner in this hackathon. So it's better if you pre-build a team before the hackathon. Next is choose your project. Some hackathons have a theme, others are like open-ended. In a recently participated hackathon in which I participated, Dynamic Hacks by SIT, there was a theme of education. So we had to prepare something based on education, having open-ended theme. So you can develop anything related to blockchain, fintech, edtech, or anything else. So as soon as you sign up for the hackathon, start thinking about what you actually want to make. So once you are sure what you want to make and how you are wanting to change the world, the time box. So hackathons typically last 24 to 48 hours. There are hackathons which last a week as well, but they are quite few in number. So basically, typically hackathons, a majority of hackathons last 24 hours only. Of course, they are telling you 24 hours, but they will be extended by a couple of hours. So this is not exact, and the time will obviously fly if you want time for meals and sleep. So don't waste time on meals and sleep, and just get to code and start working on your project. So basically in hackathons you will see you will see time frames as like first 4 hours. After first 4 hours, generally people have their first mentoring round. Mentoring round and judging rounds are not the same, but they can be regarded as same, because there are mentoring rounds where people score your idea as well. So in the first round, people won't ask you to code so much, but yeah, they will obviously judge your idea and score them. So this is where you need to have a nice idea discussed, and of course some prototype, and like it's not necessary, but yes, you need to show something which you have researched on the internet as well. So after 4 hours, in the next 8 hours or 6 hours, you need to develop something, and at the end of second mentoring round, you should have a clear sense and of course have a material which you can show to your mentors, immediate mentors who would be choosing teams for you and who would be basically taking you to the next level where you will be showing to the concerned jury. So once you are done with a prototype, they'll of course help you with all your problems. Then you can start coding again, and by the end of third round, you should have a ready-made product ready, which you would be showing to your mentors. Basically, third round is the round where which is generally an elimination round where people where in a hackathon people choose top 10 teams or top 20 teams depending on the hackathon itself. So those 10 teams compete towards each other and pitch to the concerned jury, which consists of people and software engineers from big tech companies who would, and also people having business domain as well. So they would be judging your idea and what you all made, which after which top three prizes generally will be chosen. So this was also about hackathon. Yeah, so the next thing is problem statements. So availability of problem statements depends on the hacker itself, as I am telling again and again. Corporate hackathons usually have their own problem statements because the whole point of organizing a corporate hackathons by a company is to hire interns and people and software engineers for their own company, and because they want their problems to be solved by people uh, who are not part of their own company, right? So in corporate hackathons, you will definitely find problem statements. One of the hackathon which happened recently was, I mean, the registration is ended now. It was on 15 July. Was HackRx by Bajaj Finserv Securities. So they were having around 10 to 12 problem statements of building something on fintech as well as of doctor related something. So I think their website is up right now, so you can visit them and check the problem statement itself. But in typically in a student run hackathon by universities, they can allow people to build anything out of the box. Maybe a TikTok clone if you want, if you are too busy doing reels. So you can of course build a TikTok clone for yourself, and who knows, you might be the next, your company might be the next TikTok or Google. Okay, so yeah, you are not expected to build these kind of solutions. If you want, you can make, but there has to be some uniqueness to your idea. If you build a clone, people might not accept your solution because these kind of companies are already there. So you should come up with an idea which is too young and which can be, which is of course solving a problem. So you are not expected to build a whole solution, but of course, yeah, you need to build something out of the box which carries some functionality as well. If you build a whole solution, that will of course be a more, which will give you a more good grasp and hand among other participants. But if you don't build, that's not an issue. So after having and decided your problem statements, what to develop, a few ideas for what you can develop in a hackathon includes an app or an online platform which programming students can use to capture their experiences and share their experiences through text, photos, and videos. You can build a chatting app or something like that. You can develop a secure in-house AI-based data processing solution which can help healthcare institutions or hospitals to analyze patients' medical records. You can develop a smartphone app that detects parking spots in an area, or a mobile app which can allow the owner of a vehicle to fill timely information. So these are just an examples. There are tons and thousands of examples which you can build. There are you can also Google what ideas you need to develop something, and you can get some ideas from there as well. So you can use AI techniques, you can use web development solutions, you can use blockchains, and you can use anything which you want to develop your app. So this need not to be a app means not a mobile app, but you can also develop a web app as well. So this is on you. People usually don't develop a research-based solution because people in a hackathon, the whole point is to develop something which can be used by people, and basically in a research, you are solving a problem which is not an open-ended solution which can be used by people generally, because you need to write codes. But in a hackathon, you need to develop software. So this is something which you need to do. By the way, did you know popular work productivity app Workflow was developed, which was built 48 hours in a hackathon in January 2011, and this was later acquired by Apple. So this might Apple is of course using Workflow in their internal technologies. So you who knows if a company takes your idea forward. So please, if you are building something in a hackathon, take something which is unique, which I am telling again and again. Again, example projects: freehand whiteboard, traffic management application, Corona dashboard, blockchain-based fintech apps. Games, you can also build games which can be used by people like Ludo, Snake and Ladders, etc. And you can also build Chota Jarvis or something, a small Jarvis kind of thing. This I wanted to have on my slide because in one of the hackathons in which I mentored there, we saw Chota Jarvis solution which was built by a team, and it was really awesome. Like you have seen Tony Stark in Iron Man, so they built something like that of a Jarvis kind solution. The next thing which you can build are IoT applications, because many people build IoT solutions. In Hack Tiet, in which I participated, I saw many teams building IoT applications, and of course, top 3 prizes were given to IoT people as only in Hack Tiet because they were too cool to be done. So one was like a drone which has a possibility of sending signals to people, which can be used by military. And there was also many other solutions which I don't remember right now. So yeah, so once you know what is a hackathon is, you should know where to find them. So hackathons are happening throughout the world. A hackathon is happening at the North in California, on Canada, I guess. So you can search on Google for Hack the North. I guess today is the last day for registering for the hackathon. So if you want to take part, you can definitely check it out. So let's concentrate on India. So there are various portals for hackathons, including HackerUp, Devfolio, Scalenza, and various Telegram groups and college groups as well. So let me show you a live demonstration of how you can find some current hackathons. So the best way to find a hackathon is to go to Devfolio. So just Google Devfolio and you will find devfolio.co. So this is the organization. If you are organizing your own hackathon, Devfolio also gives sponsors your hackathon and sends out t-shirts to you as well as for the winners, and along with the stickers. So you might need them for a hackathon. And once you go to Devfolio, you will see a screen. If you are not seeing this screen, this is because you need to log in and sign up with Devfolio for this screen to have in front of you. So once you sign up, you can see I am already signed up there. You need to create your profile. Then if you have not created your profile, you can just click on Explore Hackathons. Here, if you click on Hackathon, you can see hackathons which is happening right now. So on August 1, Conception Design Battle, ETH Odyssey, which is official hackathon sponsored by Devfolio. Then next is Hacker Code, Tezasia, Building Out Loud, DevFest, etc. So if we click on any one of the hackathons, you can see the website which is being opened now. So this is the website for one of the hackathons, which is in the opening. Let me also show you some other hackathons, like Building Out Loud, which is powered by Solania. So in collaboration with Superformed and Devfolio. This is prizes for the top 3 finalists include $10,000, $7,000, $5,000, and these are all the prizes. So these might be given you through credits. or something like that. So apart from it, you have this one as well, in which you can see their websites. You can apply with their folio from the website itself. So you can have tracks. Tracks basically are themes. Then you have all the instructions, judging criterias, and event schedules, which I was telling you what all will be happening during an hackathon. So here you can see expert sessions, inauguration ceremony, design and submission, period starts, design phase, etc. So these kind of things will be there. Prizes and perks. So the grand winner will be having 10,000. First runner up 5,000. Second 3,000. Third consolidation winners 1,000. I'll also show you an example case for Hack JNU. I'm in JNU right now, and we are planning to host a hackathon on September. So if any one of you want to participate, you are free to participate. So meanwhile, we also have a website developed ready. So this is also an example of a website. First prize 15, 10, 5, and other API prizes. Yeah, in a hackathon, you will also be receiving API prizes. So API prizes are and credits from sponsors also. So last time we had sponsors, and also many people having sponsors like today's CloudStart Buxy. So they give credits for our application. And suppose, so if you want to purchase a server, so if AWS sponsors you, they will give you thousands of dollars of credit. So you can use AWS servers for free for a hackathon if you are a winner. So these kind of things are also be given for free by sponsors as well, apart from cash prizes. So there are themes to hack, including machine learning, IoT, blockchain, etc. And these are the schedules which you will find in other hackathons. You will be having judges and mentors also. So basically, in mentors are people who choose top 10 teams and they help people with their doubts and clearance. Whereas judges are people from various companies who will be judging top 10 teams and who will be choosing the top teams for, the winners. So this is what regarding FAQs, these are quite common across all the hackathons. I am specially mentioning for student-run hackathons. All hackathons are free, except there are few. But if you want to pay them, you can pay. But generally, hackathons are free. And there are two types of hackathons, including virtually and offline-based hackathons. Before the pandemic, there were majority of the hackathons were happening offline, where you could just have t-shirts. You'll be having free foods. People generally, first years generally go for hackathons to get experience and have free foods. Lots of pizzas, believe me. So after the pandemic, if you find any hackathon happening, just go them. If you don't know anything, just apply and go. Of course, you will be learning something or the other. If you just know building a website, then also you can participate. So you'll be finding free foods for dinner, lunch, of course, and you'll be finding stickers. You'll be finding t-shirts as well. So lots of goodies for you as well. And who knows, if you win, you will get cash prize also. And apart from it, you make good contacts with people as well. So once you find and register in a hackathon, I'll be showing you the benefits. So all the benefits are listed below. First and the foremost, the best benefit which you can have in a hackathon is networking with people. So here you can find a platform to meet and collaborate with other developers of your own choice. So you can meet with other people, you can discuss with them, you can make friends with them, and they are the ones who will be there in big companies in future. So who knows, they might recruit you in a company, and who knows, they might give you a referral in their own company, right? So networking should be done. Secondly, prizes. So hackathons are best for knowing for prizes. Only in a 24-hour duration, you can earn so much which you haven't won, which you are not earning in your monthly internships. So you can earn so much of money. Goodies and swags. So you can get swag stickers. You will get mugs. You will get t-shirts, and also some templates and brochures also. So these are really sexy for people. ये मतलब लोगों को बहुत अच्छा लगता है. For offline hacks, you will get free food depending on the hackathon, you can get midnight snacks, free coffees for 24 hours as much as you want, and of course free foods and best foods, pizzas and anything else. So fifth one is also interesting. You get to get internships because there are companies who would be looking for interns for their own company benefits. So that's why they are sponsoring these hackathons. So they need interns to carry out their tasks. So who knows, you can get internships in big companies. Apart from it, you'll get social media coverage as well if you win a hackathon. If you win, there will be lots of social media promotion going out from the people from the organizer's side, and you'll be getting lots of requests. And apart from it, the best thing you will get from the hackathon is learning. So in a hackathon, you participate according to your interest, and because of this, you learn something new about hackathons. So you will learn really many things in the hackathon. So regarding winning, so you might be asking and you will be waiting for how to win a hackathon. So honestly, chances of winning a hackathon is same as you getting an IIT while preparing for entrance examination. So there are lots of people participating in a hackathon. So my top tips, of course, tips को ये मत समझ लेना like stock market जैसे लोग tips देते हैं कि इस पे invest करो. But yes, my tips can be summarized in these 7 points. So get a good team where you trust your teammate, because I've heard people who are having who like उन लोग लड़ लेते हैं अपने teammates के साथ. So this shouldn't be the case. Get a good team, and a team should be one where people are not whole full stack developers. Like a good and an ideal team should have a mix of everyone which you are building. So suppose if you are building an AI client, you should be having a full stack developer. If not a full stack developer, at least a front end developer, a back end developer, and an AI enthusiast who knows something into AI. So it should be a mix and match of everything. Know your problem and solution beforehand. You should be knowing what you are doing in the hackathon, because the time frame is too less. It's just 24 hours, right? And उसमें भी 24 hours में you need to eat, you need to do something. आपको research करना पड़ेगा. You need to do everything, and of course you will be taking rests as well. So you should be knowing the solution beforehand, what you are building. Don't code before the hackathon. People cheat during hackathon, but as an ideal hacker, I would request you to don't not to code before the hackathon. Varna, if there are people who win by before coding the hackathon, but this is against the criteria, so you shouldn't code before the hackathon. Varna, what is the point of being in a hackathon, right? अगर तुम सब कुछ code कर ही लोगे, so you should not be coding before the hackathon. Ethically, and commit your code regularly so that you can tell judges that you have coded from scratch and build something. So this is like a proof of your work. Next thing is spend more times on features against the design. So design पे ज़्यादा focus मत करना in hackathon. They don't give a damn to a design. But अगर हो गया, if you have time, you can definitely you should do. But your major focus should be for building features in your application. Next is should be creating a production ready solution. Of course, just don't create something which is just in a Jupyter notebook and which is locally deployed. You can do this if you don't have resources, but if you have resources, you should build a production ready solution and host it on a website. You can purchase free domains from freenom.com. I'm repeating free.com, and you can find some free servers from DigitalOcean and Vultr if you can give your credit card to them. So they provide 2 months of free service also. So there are other people also who can provide you with free servers. So host there and make a production ready solution. Because just like production ready solution, if your solution is production ready, if it is deployed on the web, so it means it can be used by anyone right now. So judges really like this. So you should be able to make this, although it is not necessary, but since make unique projects, because you shouldn't be using projects which people have already built. And of course, this also means you shouldn't be using the same project which you showcase into another hackathon, because there are people in last hackathon where I was in hackers, people were people saw and posted teams which were showing the same solution in this hackathon, and they showed the same solution in previous hackathons. So DevFolio, so before hackathon ends, you need to push your code in DevFolio. So DevFolio has all your records of what solutions you build. So people were searching through the net. There are people and who can search your project. So build a unique project at every other hackathon. Don't give the same solution everywhere. And the last, make it presentable to the judges. I don't know if you're finding it presentable, but yeah, like I can of course tell you to be presentable to the jury. My hack journey, before we end this with my slides. Uh, in 2018, I got admitted to JNU. I participated in September in Hack CBS where I was eliminated. So this was my first offline hackathon where I participated and got eliminated easily. We built a parking system, but it was built on PHP and it was really a small grade application. So we were eliminated. Next in 2019, I took part in Hack.it at BVP. So this was from Bharatiya Vidyapith Solution. We built an error tracking solution, and through this we won 15,000 team prize. So it was distributed equally to 30 minutes. In 2019, a few months after this, I participated in Hacktight where this was happening in Upper. So by train I went there. It was a 5-hour journey, and then I participated. It was also offline hackathon where we stood at top 10. To be exact, it was 4th, and on Hack SRM in 2020, it was of online event during COVID pandemic. It was Hack SRM 3.0. So this was the third version of their SRM University. So here I was eliminated. And in 2021, I participated in Dynamic Hacks recently, 1 month earlier ago, where I won the first prize of rupees 20,000. So here it does, we built something of a hoverboard, where you can just, if your webcam is open, you can just type something with your hand and it will be drawn on the screen. And along with this, we had some ERPs and LLMS as well. So this kind of solution was built. So along with participating in hackathons, I also participated in hackathons as mentors. You can also participate in hackathons as mentors, given you have won some of them and people like your journey and people know like you have mentored and people know like you can judge people, right? So before mentoring, you should at least have a hackathon, at least one hackathon you should be winning before mentoring.
Definitely.
And if you after this I have organized Hack JNU also and mentored 2 hackathons, 3 hackathons in my own hackathon Hack JNU, Rotathon which was online, as well as some other hackathon. So after this, so thank you. With this, you can contact me on LinkedIn. So this is the link, and you can also for any doubts and text me on WhatsApp. I may not respond you on WhatsApp immediately after you see me online, but I'll definitely respond you. So, but the best thing I'll suggest you is through LinkedIn and emails. And also I'll be sharing the slides if you want to through the link. So this was all from my side, and I'm open to any questions if you want to.
Well, thank you so much, Kushal. We have opened the room for doubts now. If anybody has any, they can type it in the chat box. First of all, Huda wanted to ask, while building a team to participate in a hackathon, what all should we keep in mind? And as in, what all type of people should I pick to be a part of my team?
Okay, so this is quite a general question which I get from many people. So before participating in a hackathon, you need to have a team. Yes. So you need to have people from different backgrounds because it depends on your problem statement also. For example, if you are building a full stack application, just like I did in my first hackathon, I built a simple PHP application. So in that case, you don't need to have people from multiple backgrounds, but you should have people who knows the same tech stack with you. So you can have people having knowledge in PHP, MySQL, or jQuery, or any front-end frameworks, including React, Vue, or Angular. Uh, for example, if you are building a high-scale dashboard with more features, if you don't want to build in PHP or something like that, you can have people from backend who can develop APIs on backend on Node.js or something like that. One person can develop your front end application, and the other one can help you guys on verification or something like that. So these kind of people should be there. In case you are building an AI based solution or a blockchain based solution, you should, or something which is too theme specific, you can have people which is expert in that domain. So more the people you are having which belong to different backgrounds, the more better your team will be.
Alright. Also, Pritesh asked a question. He wants to know your age.
Okay, so my age is 21 right now. I might look old, I don't know, or young, I don't know, but it is 21.
Alright, do we have any other doubts?
I think I
Anything to
out of Divyan Singh uh, in the chat. Are you able to see Nima?
Yes. He was, I think, describing the concept of hackathon. The projects need to be completed or they can be made convincible that we can go forward with the particular idea.
Okay, so Divyansh, regarding this your question, they should be completed. You should complete 80% of course minimum. अगर आप इतना नहीं करेंगे then तो like what's the point of you telling them? Because there are people who propose like they are building next Google. They are proposing so many solutions that they themselves know they won't be able to do. They won't be able to cover. So you should propose something which you can build, and you should build that solution only. So you should not be proposing something which you can't do. That's my answer.
Okay. So the next question is, I know we should push our limits to participate in hackathons, but up to what extent?
Okay, yes. So Javed, you should push your limits to extreme case. I can tell you if it's your first hackathon, for people having first hackathons, you would be really tired because you need to code 24 hours. You won't need to sleep. You don't need to sleep. In a team base, if you are having teams in a hackathon, matlab, what people do is they sleep for 1 hour and then alternatively they ask other participants to sleep in hackathon. So you can get only 2 to 3 hours at max or maximum 2 hours of sleep in a hackathon just to rest. You can't sleep more than that. So first is that limit which you need to push. Secondly, if you need to do something new, which I would suggest you should build new solutions in a hackathon. You would be getting to learn many things. I remember in Hack GNU where we organized and I mentored participant. One of the teams from DVP, they built something which could take your face as an input, and they would the model, the software would result an emoji based on your photo. So it was a unique concept, and it was which you can see Instagram is also giving this nowadays on reels and on statuses and on status. So they were doing it from scratch and they didn't know machine learning. So they were pushing themselves and they were learning in the course of 24 hours. So you need to learn, you need to build things, and you need to push yourself every time, at every minute in a hackathon, because that's the whole point of building something in a limited time frame.
Okay. Sana has a question. Sometimes we have good ideas, but implementations are difficult to complete in a stipulated time period. What to do in that situation?
Okay, so in that situation, don't change your idea and get a new idea. If you think you can do this, if you have hopes on yourself, if you are pretty confident you can do this, then go forward with that idea. you will be having you will be facing challenges, but you should be able to try yourself and do your best. But if you are pretty sure you can't do and it's beyond your expectations, just change your idea, because there are competitive people. Of course, like many of the times, people resemble hackathon as an ideathon. So hackathons are not ideathons. In ideathons, you need to showcase your ideas to judges, and you just need to work on your ideas, wherein you can just show your ideas what you will be doing, and you are not required to build something. But in a hackathon, you are required to build something. So if you are confident you can do, if it seems not so difficult, you should go forward, because it's a challenge for you, right? The more challenges you face, the more better you would be performing, and the more you learn. But if you are confident that it is not in your domain and you can't do it, then I would suggest you to just let it go and take a new idea.
So I had a question, Kushal. As a beginner, how should we, prepare for the first hackathon that we're going for? What all practice?
Okay, so considering there are both hackathons, online and offline, as a beginner, you should be doing, you don't need anything. I mean, if you have experience, if you don't have experience, just register in a hackathon, and hackathon will itself tell you what all you need to do further. Because if I'll be telling you this, you might not get so much, because as a beginner, I didn't know what a hackathon is. So what I did, I just participated in a hackathon. I went there offline. I was finding people who were coding. I didn't know anything what to code, but then like gradually after the time I was able to code with my teammates. But so in a hackathon, you would be knowing themselves. But if you know technologies, if you are working with projects, like if you are not in first year BSc or something, where you don't know like what to code, if you know coding, if you know developing solutions, then you just need to think what you would be developing in a hackathon, and you just register and think what you will be doing in time frame. Yes, one thing to note, you should be pretty clear, like at what time you would be completing at what step. So suppose if you are building a solution of a software which contains four modules, so you should be pretty clear, by fifth hour, I should be ready with this solution. By seventh hour, I should be ready with this solution, and by 22nd hour, with 2 hour, when the hackathon finishes, you should be over this thing. So you should be pretty confident, and it should be laid down in your pen and paper like what all you should be doing and what all you are building. So the time frame should be fixed.
Thank you so much. The next question Muskan asks is, can you describe the project a bit that won you your first hackathon?
Okay, so I won my first hackathon at hack.it at BVP with two of my team members. So we were three in team. One of our teammates didn't know coding, so he was responsible for giving presentations, and he was responsible for just helping us to chill out. But out of these three, other two members, including me and his friend, we were responsible for building to a project error tracking system. So the project was an error tracking system where it was a library also. We built a library as well as a dashboard. If you import the library in your code, limited to Python and JavaScript, so if you import that, so you will be getting a dashboard as well and also coding. So you will need to have a single line of code where you will need to call a function where our dashboard error tracking system will take all your code and it would analyze your errors. So in that code, anywhere in your front-end application to users, if you get any error, you will be emailed ASAP. So anywhere, because if you are building in your company, you can know the error which you are experiencing while building your solution, right? but you don't know the errors which can happen when your clients are opening your solution. So if you are, if suppose you are a developer, you have all the errors from your side. You know whether end users are having some problems or errors coming. So in that case, we need some solution which can deal with such issues. So that was the project which we won in our first hackathon.
The next question is by Suraj. He's asking anything about bug bounty on hackathons.
So usually there are not bug bounties on hackathons. If there are, but I have not heard it. So bug bounty, I think, are usually related to software companies who want you to have your bugs showcased to them, right? So I don't know, but hackathons are meant to be events where you can build something. But yes, bug bounty events can be there by corporates if it is a corporate level hackathons where they show where they have their own problem statements to have bug bounty. So these kind of hackathons are there by corporates. But I haven't participated because I am not into security testing.
Thank you so much for your time, Kushal. And our High President, Jabaz Akhtar, will now deliver a note of thanks. So, Jabaz, are you there?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Kushal. I, Jabaz Akhtar, would like to thank you for accepting our invitation and inspiring us all with your good talk. Thank you. And also, it was very informative. Even we did not knew back when I got admitted in my BCA and then MCA. Even I had no idea about hackathons, what they are. I had only just heard about hackathons, like hackathons are some coding contests, but never knew what exactly it is. Only back in a month when I participated in one of them. Hopefully, we couldn't get through it, but it was a good experience. Yes. So, Kushal, thank you. Kindly, thanks for enlightening us, and we'll surely look forward to participating in upcoming hackathons, and surely we'll look forward to participate in Hack JNU. Thank you, Kushal, again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for inviting me, Javed. And special thanks I would like to mention to Sabha as well for inviting me. Before officially inviting me, she invited me informally, so
Yeah.
special thanks to her as well.
Well,
And
I am
of course,
grateful that you have come and you have accepted the invitation and enlightened all of these participants. So thank you so much from the team and personally as well.
so thanks a lot, guys. So I have already posted the link of my slides. So if you want to get on touch with me or any question regarding development or anything, you can just email me or you can also send a connection on Facebook and LinkedIn. I am also there on my mobile number which I shared, but I would request if this can be the last place if you want to send me. But I am available in everything, so you are free to send them at any of the platforms which I shared. I hope it was a nice webinar. And I have told participants were able to have their doubts cleared. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Kushal. Over to you, Ima.
Thank you so much, Kushal. It was definitely a wonderful session, and I'm sure we've learned a lot from it, and will help us participating in the future hackathons.
Thanks a lot.
So I think we will end this session now. Thank you so much, everybody, for participating.